Welcome to Astroscopes Live on the Spiritual Events Directory for the for the 8th of November. Tonight is Friday night. I'm your host, Janita Francis. Thank you very much for tuning in. Spirit has been flickering with my camera, so they will play up on us tonight, but that's okay because I will ignore them and they will shove me and then we'll start playing with Spirit as well. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I wanted to let you know that Sarah has been delayed somewhere at the moment, and she won't be coming on to do her interview, which I'm completely bummed about. I do have a couple of other ideas I want to run past her, so hopefully she's free on those nights instead. So I'm really sorry that I can't bring you Sarah. You're stuck just with me and all my quirkiness, but Sarah will tune in with us and we'll do the interview at another time. So yeah, hello everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay, Astroscopes, let's get into it. Oh, Janelle, I have to tease you, my darling. Jess beat you out the gate tonight. Janelle's usually the first person, and you got knocked off the pedestal by Jess. It sounds like a horse race. It's the race that stopped the nation? Oh, dear. I had a coffee about 45 minutes ago. It's not going to end well for anybody. So, yeah. Hey, Trees. How you going, sweetie? All right, let's go, people. Astroscopes. What are we doing and how are we doing it for this week? Mercury's still bumping me. Mercury still hates my guts. I've actually made up a little song that is not appropriate for radio at this time of the night. All about Mercury and how I feel about Mercury, and obviously how Mercury feels about me. We do have a love-hate relationship. We love to hate each other. Sometimes I sail through Mercury retrograde and sometimes it stings me like a mother. And the moment is one of those now. However, I have some great news for you. We have where is our full moon? Our full moon's coming up. It will be in Taurus. So if you're planning on having any surgeries, avoid this surgery here. So thyroid, neck, anything at all. If it's an emergency surgery, absolutely go ahead with it. You know, your life and your health and your safety is much more important than astrology. However, astrology is very much linked to the body parts, and planets are very much linked to the body parts. And the Hippocratic Oath, if you've heard of that, will teach you more about what doctors actually go through, because Hippocrates was an astrologer and a doctor. So he made the link between body parts and certain planets and moons and moon phases in particular, and what they had the rulerships over. So when I say to you, try to avoid surgery during this time because the moon is in, like in this case, Taurus, the full moon will be in Taurus, neck, vocal cord, throat, thyroid, this whole section here. Give it a big wide berth if you have elective or you have an opportunity to do so and it's not life-threatening. So that will be something for you to think about. Absolutely. Go on, sing. You may have heard me sing this on perhaps my own channel, where we're not R-rated. But yeah, if you know the movie Ted, where he talks about the thunder because he's frightened of the thunder, that's pretty much what I sing about Mercury without the thunder part. It's more along the lines of Mercury, you can, and yeah, that's my Mercury song. And I think it fits it suitably well. Sun obviously is still in Scorpio. Got a little bit of now when I'm doing the transits, I'm doing them for I do them for my area here. So we've got Sun in Scorpio, the ascendant is Taurus, so what's rising up, what's coming up to show. So a little bit of stubbornness around the stingy attitude that we've already got, which is just pleasant, isn't it? I can tell you that the Sun will stay in Scorpio. Mercury obviously is in Scorpio and in retrograde. We've also got Uranus and Neptune also in retrograde at the moment. What else can I tell you about this chart? Moon is in Pisces. Now, I'm a Pisces moon native, so I actually love my moon placement. Mine's in the 12th house, which is the house of family skeletons, hidden secrets, things you want to keep quiet. My husband's is in there as well, and so is my son. So that's very interesting that we've all got that Pisces moon in the 12th house, that same placement. And I work with a couple of Pisces moon guys as well, and they're really easy to work with, but they're just so, well, obviously lovely. What else can I tell you? Venus is in Sag, which is not too bad a placement. Actually, it's quite nice there. Venus, where are you hiding? There you are, right there. Got a couple of nice trines set up at the moment too. So you've got Moon trine Mercury, Venus trine Moon. Now trine is in support of, okay, so it means that they're helping one another to function there. If you think about all the complementary things of both of those planets, that they're working to make an even bigger complementary arrangement, okay, so it should help us do most things. Neptune square Sun at the moment. Neptune is trine Sun. That's very nice. Neptune's in Pisces, Chiron is in Aries, so we will come out kicking and screaming if someone pokes us at the moment. It's just that energy. Mars is off on the 5th house, sitting there, not by itself. It's got a little bit of aspect there, but not, nothing to write home about. Sitting in Libra. So passive aggressiveness, not knowing whether we're coming or going, a little bit of indecisiveness, a bit of unsure of our emotions and how we process our emotions is what we can look forward to at this time for these particular transits. I am super pumped because I've got some news to tell you or to share with you. And also on the 13th of November, my transiting Jupiter will form a trine to my Saturn, which means that is a beautiful luck meets structure, meets change. Everything's going to shift. So all the shit that I've been shoveling for months on end, it's just going to I get to the pile of the shit. It's fantastic. If you haven't got your astrology chart done before, you can certainly book it with me. We can go through it together. You can get your own chart and give it to me, and we can do a 30-minute channel session. And I can go through your chart and explain it to you, because some of the free stuff is very stereotypical. So it means that if you've got a sun in Leo, this is what it means, but it might not resonate because it doesn't look at the aspects, whereas I look at the aspects to see how the melody of your life, the melody of your DNA, your blueprint comes together. So that's how that works. So if you're interested in doing that, give me a holler. My news, drum roll, get out of here, bug. Is I will be dodging that bug. I have been asked to do a regular show on an American psychic TV channel called Moonstruck TV. They also link to A1 Radio. They have lots of things going on, and my first show will be on the 13th of November for us, which is amazing because transiting Jupiter is forming a trine to my Saturn. But I will be, it'll go on Wednesday night. It'll be shown on Wednesday night over in the States. So I am super pumped at this opportunity. So I'll still be doing spiritual events. You can't keep me away from here. Sarah tries to change the padlocks and change the locks for me all the time, and I just keep coming back like your favorite wart. So I will still be doing all of that plus all my normal stuff. It's just a value add, and it's a brilliant opportunity, and I could not wait to tell you guys. But I just wanted to make sure that the cat was in the bag before I let the cat out of the bag, just to make sure that everything was okay. So so super pumped about that, and I've told my sister now so I can share it with the world about just how cool that's going to be. I wanted to have a little touch on here. Uranus is in, okay, so what I did want to talk to you about just quickly, because I spotted it out of the corner of my eye, Uranus over in Taurus. Now Uranus is a bit of an out there planet. I like to say Uranus just to upset certain astrologers because I think it's hilarious and my inner child loves it. But Taurus being a bit of a fixed planet, okay, it likes to do things at a different style of pace compared to my cardinal point that just want to go. But Uranus is a mover and a groover, okay, so sudden changes, big changes, transformational changes. So we may resist some of those, or being in the 12th house that we may not necessarily see them come. So when you're ready for Mercury retrograde to come out of retrograde to go into shadow phase, so the 20th, it starts to station direct, which means it starts to speed up a little bit more. So it looks like it's not going backwards, but it's still in the shadow phase, which kind of means that we're still under that influence for a little while, okay? Just a few days here and there that happens before and after retro. So give it till, maybe 24th, 25th of November, and you'll start to really feel things shift and move. Okay, so all that shit that we've been dealing with collectively and as individuals on our own levels and our own challenges, that's going to start to lift and move away. Okay, because the transits and what's happening in the society, they're starting to move into more favorable positions. And when they do that, even though we're all individuals, because they're such generational planets, like everybody that's born in 1977 will have Uranus is Scorpio, because that's a generational planet. It takes so fucking long to go around our chart that it's there for bloody decades at a time, okay? And a lot of the outer planets have that same thing. They take so long, so generations of people will have that same placement. Different degrees, of course, because it moves, but have that fundamentally that same placement. So most of us will feel, that's why sometimes your horoscopes kind of resonate sometimes and not all the time, or sometimes they're completely bang on. Depends on how they're aspected with your other areas of your chart. So that's how that kind of works. So don't think that you've got some shitty horoscope person because it never resonates. It could be that you've got quite a lot of complexities and different layers, and obviously mutual receptions as well in your chart, which means that the rulerships are swapped over, or the exalted planets are swapped over, okay, and they look after each other where they normally live. They've swapped over entirely. So that like Leo and Libra, for example, so Saturn and the Sun. So that's how that works. It's quite complex, but it's really easy, and I can explain it to you in layman terms. So I like to do that. So if you're interested in getting more information on your chart, let me know. We'll go through that. It's certainly coming into 2020 as well, because everyone will be so fucking happy to get the hell away from 2019. It's not funny. So let's have a little look and see what we can do. Oh, we've got lots of people on. Where did you all come from? I just waffle. See what happens? I go into the abyss of astrology, and then I go, oh my God, look at all you people. Oh, Helen Thompson's a Scorpio. Helen. Now, obviously, let's just jump to Helen for a little piece. Helen, even though she's a Scorpio, and we've got the sun's in Scorpio at the moment, so it's living in her dream state, her best time for her, but also because it's in retrograde and because it's just come out of some big planets and big shifts are going on, it could manifest in a lot of different ways for Helen. It's not just going to be because she's a Scorpio, she's going to feel that and end of story, okay? It doesn't work like that. It's not that straightforward, which is why when I see those stupid bloody, you're a Libra, therefore you are, I just have a meltdown, okay? Because every Libra is different. They're all different. It's absolutely impossible for every single Libra or every single Aries or Pisces to be the same, because we've got all those 7 other planets and all those aspects and all those asteroids and everything else that makes up our idiosyncrasies of our DNA and our blueprint for ourselves. It's impossible for us to be the same. We might have similar sorts of things, but we're not going to do the same things because our life experience gets chucked on. And you get compounds, like compound interest, but you get compound personality points and idiosyncrasies, and it adds up to the deliciousness of the soup that we are. We just got different ingredients to get to a soup, okay? All right, let's stop mucking around. I'll shut up and start doing some readings or start doing something with my time so I don't bore you to death with astro stuff. Rightio. Arcana Power. What a bloody name. I love that. Would love a reading for an upcoming conversation with a potential employer tomorrow. You're going for a conversation tomorrow. Okay, depends on where you are in the world, or depend on where the aspects are in the transit. So if we're talking astrology, you might be better off having that conversation with them, making sure that they're very clear in what they're asking of you, making sure that you're very clear in what you're signing. If you're signing an agreement, be prepared for any delays that may go on, for any setbacks. Don't lose your patience or your temper with it. Let it go and let it flow, okay? Because Mercury being in retrograde and Mercury looking after all the communications, any agreements, technology, all that sort of stuff, things will get delayed, okay, left, right, and center. So just trust your gut. If you think that you're going to have a positive outcome for this, certainly work towards that. Hello. Fiona is a Capricorn. Elizabeth is an Aquarius. Oh, darling. Let me talk to you about Aquarians. Now, I'm going to go stereotypical, okay, because I don't know the rest of Elizabeth's chart. Aquarian women are very intuitive, very quirky, very clever, very left of field. They're the ones that you want to sit on the roof with at 3 o'clock in the morning, having a Chardonnay and solving all of the world's problems, because there's stuff that goes on their head. It's amazing. And then when you add to that deliciousness, like that's like the chicken, okay? So you've got the chicken and the stock. And then you add all those different aspects that Elizabeth will have in her chart, and that makes up who she is as a person. That makes up Elizabeth, okay? There are her ingredients. So Aquarius is one tiny little aspect of who she is. It's just her sun. So, you know, you're not an Aquarian. That's one aspect of your personality. It's very cool. Thank you, Jess. Thanks, Janelle. Anne Marie is from Denmark. Yay! How are you going over there? You ready to swap seasons with us, my darling? I'm a Scorpio and I love it. Ah, good stuff. So you're an evolved Scorpio, because most Scorpios are a little bit woe is me. Now, again, stereotypical stuff, because they're so sensitive, but then they've got this pretend hard exterior, and they battle with themselves often because they are sensitive, sentient beings. Like they're lovely sentient beings, but they need to be bitey. You know, they need to have that little and it's not necessary. So the fact that you love it means that you're comfortable in that, and you've worked out a way to balance it beautifully. Well, I'm just getting drawn. Look at that. Now I just got pulled straight to my life purpose card. Sorry. So this is for Anne Marie from Denmark, and this is all about love and light. So this is about finding your purpose and sticking to your purpose, and that will involve anything on a spiritual level, whether that's for yourself or that you're serving others. But go within to work out. Your grandmother's here. Okay. They threw me. Naughty, naughty, naughty. So anything that you do to serve others or to work on your own spiritual growth and spiritual awareness will be right up your alley. Work on that towards your next birthday, 3 months before your next birthday. If your next birthday is coming up soon, work for it for 3 months after. So you want to be in that full vibration of the next personal year or this personal year to maximize that time, maximize that vibration, that frequency. Yeah. Trees, what's happening with Sagittarius? Okay. You mean collectively, or you mean as an individual? As an individual, it's impossible for me to tell you what's going on from an astrology point of view, my darling. But your luck is about to change. It will test your emotions, though. So I'm looking at society, okay? And where I'm getting that from is that Jupiter is in Sag, so house of planet, a planet of luck, is in a Sagittarius position, but it's squaring your moon, which means the emotional center will be tested, okay? It'll piss you off and test you, okay? But you keep a level head, keep pushing through it, and you'll get to the other side. And when you get to the other side, that's when you get that Jupiter luck coming in, okay? That transformational luck that you'll be looking for. Thank you very much. Margaret Curry, I've been emailing you back, my darling, but I haven't heard back from you. So please send me a private message through Facebook, and I will be able to, we'll communicate that way, because our emails obviously are affected by, damn you, Mercury. So we'll try it that way. So that's for Margaret Curry. You've booked a reading with me, and I'm trying to make contact. Is there a Margaret Curry in the building? So I want to do that for you. May Simmons is Leo the Lion. I have a mutual reception, which means that my Sun, who is in Libra, and my Saturn, who is in Leo, are swapped. So they look after each other. The Sun looks after Leo, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so when they swap like that, it means that people often miss that I'm a Libran, because they can't quite work out where I fit into the stereotypical stuff. But Leo qualities are beautiful. Mine's in the 5th house, so that makes me very strict on a lot of things. If I make my mind up to do something, I will do it, and nothing will stand in my way. Okay, that's just it. That's my Leo pride coming out. It's like, I'm going for that. That's my target. I've promised myself to do this, and I'm not accepting anything less. Zara is saying hello. Ruth Lawnsmith. Ruth is a beautiful, beautiful lady that I have seen heaps of times. Her and I shared past life together, so I'm always thrilled whenever I see her. Alison Parker, Layla, thank you, sweets. Leanne, that's shit. I've had enough of it. Let's hope it moves on soon. Look, absolutely. It's hard, especially, I think we should take a vote and basically tell Mercury that we're not fucking dealing with Mercury retrograde this close to Christmas period because it's fucked and it's stressful and we don't need to deal with it. So I think if we all put a petition forward, we'll get laughed at because, positive thinking, maybe we can do something about it. Mercury goes in retrograde like 3 or 4 times a year, and it does affect everybody differently. But this time, I think it's because we're getting so close to Christmas and the silly season, and we're sort of tired. We've had a big year. Most of us have had some amazing challenges, like I know I shared about Moonstruck TV and that I'm thrilled and I'm doing this, and my life for 2020 is really busy and I love that. And I turn up every week and I'm smiling, and sometimes, I think I'm on drugs, but I'm not really. But it's been a really tough year. Emotionally, it's been a very draining year for a lot of people, myself included. So we're almost there, okay? So we certainly didn't need fucking Mercury trying to ruin our silly season. We just wanted to, get in there. We didn't want to slide in there with skin off our knees and stuff like that. But you know what? We're all here and we're all having this conversation. So we managed to get there, even though we're not quite there yet. But we're almost there. We're 99% of the way there. We can keep going. We'll just get through it together. Okay, Fiona is a Capricorn. She feels all over the place. Absolutely. What's going on in Capricorn at the moment? So you've got Pluto up there. So this is the society thing. Pluto is in Capricorn. What else we got? Saturn is up there too. Okay. So they're transformational planets. So you're transforming, and Capricorns can sometimes get a little bit stuck and a little bit serious in how they look at themselves. Now, this is stereotypical. My disclaimer will always be stereotypical because it'll be very individual, okay? So I can only, without looking at your chart and giving you an individual analysis of what's going on for you as an individual right now, I can only use stereotypical stuff, okay? So for Fiona to be feeling all over the place because she's got that Capricorn sun, she would be, she's got 2 transformational planets. So 2 planets that are saying, move, 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 go this way, go that way. What are you doing? And they're chucking all this shit at you. And you just want to go, oh my God, it's too much. I need to have some time out. I need to break away, have a little bit of relaxed time. It's actually transiting in the 8th house as well, which is the house of other people's money. So your career might be giving you the shit. It's the house of sex. So your intimacy, you might be getting not enough sex or too much sex. I would never whinge about too much sex, okay? I'll just put that out there now. No qualms whatsoever. But it could be, and also it's the house of occult. So it might be that you're looking at trying to get on your spiritual path and it just feels like you just can't get there. It's just you got this loggerhead or this obstacle of something's going on for you. So that's how it's going to look from a society point of view. If we have a little look at life purpose cards and we just see what's going on there for Fiona de Lacy. You're also quite sensitive as well. So this is you becoming more aware on a spiritual level. So that's why you feel like you're in chaos. It's like your head and your heart are not in alignment with your thinking. So it could be conditioning, okay? So your thesis state of mind, your subconscious is telling you, you got to, and your heart's like, well, if I can hang on a minute, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go a different direction. I want to try something different. I want to have new experiences. And this is all about you being sensitive to your own needs and making sure your needs are met. Okay, this is pretty cool. Hang in there for Capricorn because your transformational planets, even though they're slower moving, you've got to square with your Mars, so you're getting frustrated with it too. You're going to get frustrated with that. That's going to bounce a little bit for you, and it is frustrating you. Your energy is that of frustration as well. So do that. Me tapping. I was tapping my meridian point, and my meridian point is the sternum. Okay, that's where I'm tapping. That's associated with depression, with feelings of hopelessness. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. Okay, I'm stuck in this. So you can rub your sternum, you can tap it like I just did, and that brings awareness to your body into that section. It kind of says, there, I'm okay, everything will be all right. So you can give that a crack if you like. I learned that recently when somebody asked me for some help, and I started rubbing in between my boobs, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So I just told her what I was doing, and then I researched it, and it's actually the sternum meridian, the sternum acupressure point for depression and all those things that come along under that umbrella of depression. So that was really interesting. So I was grateful that Spirit was able to teach me that. Ruth, hoping her career improves. So many disappointments this year. Ruth, I have been let down by people in a commercial sense, and that whole commercial side of things. I just feel like it's not even the cha-cha-cha. It's not even 2 steps forward, 1 back. It feels like I'm just doing the like hot shoe shuffle from side to side, and I can't dance, and I'm stuck in this terrible 80s bloody film clip or music clip or something. So I understand exactly what you're going through there. Many, many disappointments and many eye-opening moments. And I was trying to think of, I want to do the 5 gratitudes, okay? So every single day I say 5 things that I'm grateful for, but I have so many things to be grateful. You know, I've got a camera, I'm talking here, I'm doing my passion. But what I try to look for is I pick something that's really pissing me off and really agitating and activating a negative response to me, or a response that is not in the goodness of my higher self. And I'm trying to find 5 things to be grateful for that lesson. So I can easily find, I give gratitude all the time. That's easy. But I'm giving gratitude for the things that already make me feel good. I want to try to change my mindset to see how I can give gratitude to the things that fucking piss me off. And it is a struggle, okay? I was listening to a podcast on Buddhism, and that's not my religion, but it's just peaceful, okay? So I was listening to it, and the speaker said that they were saying about, not accepting people, and accepting that, people are just doing people things, and that's not always going to be in alignment with me doing my people thing, okay? So I'm like, yep, okay, got that, yep, okay. And I'm feeling pretty pumped and pretty strong about how I'm feeling about this and how receptive I am and how much this lady is resonating with me. And I'm like, yep, I'm all over this lesson, I've got it. Right. And she said, you should say, I wish you well, I wish you happiness. So when someone starts to annoy you, instead of going, into your normal coping mechanism and drawing on your normal emotive response, say, I wish you well, I wish you happiness. And I'm like, yep, okay, universe, give it to me. I'm ready for this lesson. So I'm coming home from the gym, and a man walked across the pedestrian crossing, but he didn't walk across the pedestrian crossing. Now, I'm Virgo dominant, okay, and we're weirdos. And that means that my chart is dominated by Virgo placements. So I'm not Virgo, but it has lots of Virgo influence. So this man is not allowed to walk on a 37-degree across the pedestrian crossing, okay? He needs to walk across the crossing and get the hell out of my way, because I'm going home. I want to go to the toilet, I want to have a shower, I've got my things to do, chop, chop, chop. Now, literally 45 seconds before, I said to the universe, yep, give it to me. I got this lesson. I wish you well. I wish you happy. On your way. I can do this. The first thing that comes out of my mouth is, get on the zebra crossing, dopey. Lesson failed. Buddha won, me none. And as soon as I said that, I'm like, shit. That was my first lesson. I stuffed it. But I recovered. I forgave myself, because it was very early days. It was 45 seconds later. I had a chuckle. I didn't hurt the man's feelings. I was well and truly, he was safe. He didn't even know I was having a whinge. And I wished him well, and I wished him happiness from 50 meters down the road, but I still did it. And then during the day, I thought, right, I'm going to have another practice at this. I'm ready, universe. Hit me, baby. And they sent me another person. I wish you well. I wish you happiness. It was a conscious thing, though. And I chuckled because I failed so badly at my first lesson. But it added a sense of positive to it because I was smiling about it. I wish you well. Even though you annoyed me and you pushed my buttons, I'm still smiling about it. I wish you well. I wish you happiness. And it freaking worked, right? It worked. Some people I'm going to have to practice a lot more on. But that's okay because it's early days. I literally learned this like yesterday morning or the day before, something very, very new. Okay. So, and you can do the same. Just have a play with it and don't be so mean or tough on yourself because, you know, you'll get there. You will absolutely get there. It's good fun. All right. Margaret is a Gemini. Brooke is a Libra like me. Cancer here. I saw a Cancer placement. True node. Okay, so you're all about moving towards your subcontract at the moment. So your own personal North node will not necessarily be in Cancer. Okay, it could be anywhere, literally anywhere. But society, what's happening in the transits at the moment, it's sitting in the second house, and it's the second house of Cancer, so at 10 degrees. So that means that basically you'll be moving towards your soul contract, and you'll be doing it in a supportive manner, okay, like a little bit of a crab, maternally, divine feminine. I don't know why I said that. It's not really associated with crabs, but nurturing, okay, that's what's associated. Yeah. Okay, who else have I got here? Leanne is a Scorpio. Melissa. Kylie Kelly would love a chart done. Absolutely, my darling. Have a look on my website. I think it's floating, might not be floating down there. If it's not, it's insightbyjanita.com. You can book it through there or jump on my Insight by Janita Francis and it will lead you to my website and you can book a reading with me there. Absolutely, or my chart, or your chart rather. Margaret is a Gemini. Geminis are interesting people. Tell you why, because they're often called two-faced or backstabbers, or and it's not. It's because they're research detail orientated stereotypically, which means that they like to have a thirst for knowledge, and that thirst for knowledge means that they get more empowered, and when they get more empowered they have more information, and when they get more information you get smarter about your decisions, and the more you learn, the more your ideas on things will change or won't change, but you'll have an in-depth knowledge. So they're not two-faced, they're not backstabbers, they don't change their minds, they're not falsies or fakes or, you know, any other bloody bullshit you hear about Geminis. It's just that they're detail-orientated. They like to understand things, and as they understand things, they're not ashamed to say, I've changed my mind, I want to do this. Now, depending on where Mercury is for them, if they've got a really weak placement of Mercury, they might not necessarily be able to articulate it, what they mean when they say, I've changed my mind. They might not necessarily say it like that. Or they could, if they have a Mercury in Aries, then they might say it with a little bit of fire in their belly, and you might think that they're getting aggressive. And if they get aggressive, then it could be defensive. And if it's defensive, they've changed their mind and they're trying to gaslight you or lead you down the garden path, change you in a different direction, and they're trying to bully you into that new thought, that new school of thought. But that's not the case at all, okay? So, yeah, try to go easy on the Geminis. They're actually really lovely people. A lot of them are very, very soft as well, very gentle beings as a stereotypical sign. Oh, we've got a Sag Sun, Aries rising. Woohoo! I'm an Aries rising. Look out, world. Cancer Moon and Venus in Scorpio. Oh, my darling. Okay, so you're a little sweetheart, but then look out because you get the fire in your belly. You're absolutely hilarious. Now, this is just looking in isolation, but you're hilarious. But then at the same time, you can sometimes, if people are being rude or crude in their humor, they can really hurt your Venus. They can really hurt your moon and how you respond to them. So a joke's funny, but crude or belittling stuff would certainly see your Aries rising come out at a fast rate of knots if they said it too often or kept going. Okay, then we got, Pearl in those too. Cancer, Sun, Capricorn, Moon, and Uranus is in Leo. Very nice one. Zara, I'm a Leo that is desperate. That means something. It does. So why don't you book a reading with me, my darling? I think you popped up last night too. I've seen your name recently. Your energy is makes me want to take a deep breath in my heart chakra. So if you want to book a reading with me, I do you just get one of those little 15-minute readings, okay? And we'll get straight to that issue for you that's making your heart hurt. So just follow the little linky things on my linky things. I'm sure there's a real word for that. Jump on Insight by Janita Francis and click on my website and they'll take you to where you need to go. Okay, let's have a little looky. We've got Brooke Jasmine Neal. I'd love a reading on love. Oh, Brooke, I'm allergic to love readings, my darling. They make me go clammy and red. Purely because I love people and I want you to do the best version of yourself as possible. It's not because I'm a sour old cynic old mole and don't want you to be happy, because I'm ridiculously happy with my husband. But I did a ridiculous amount of work on myself to make sure I could be ridiculously happy before he came along and made me even more ridiculously happy. So that's why I'm ridiculous when it comes to love readings. But you're a sweetheart. So we'll have a little looky for you. Creative expression. Okay. Whoever you meet in your life, you need to be able to put your boundaries in place and have a practice of your boundaries, so you can say to that person that comes along, you need to have your freedom to express yourself in whatever way you need to. Okay. So that means that you ride a motorcycle, you go and paint, you listen to music, you go out with the girls every second Sunday night, whatever that is, that cannot stop when you're in a relationship, because you give 80% of yourself in a relationship. Let me explain to you about relationships and how the best functioning ones work. Each person is 100% of a person, okay? When you meet someone, if you give 80% of yourself, they only need to come 20% of the way. If that relationship breaks down, they go away, they've got 80% of their body because they only gave you 20%. You're 80% deficit. You've got to pick yourself up, gather yourself, find your feet, and then try to rebuild yourself. It's bullshit. If you're both 100% and you put 40% in, and he puts 40% in, or your significant other puts 40% in, you've got an 80% relationship. You've still got 60% of yourself. You've still got your boundaries. You're not giving everything over. That doesn't mean that you love them any less, but it certainly means that you can love them at a greater depth because you have a greater depth of understanding of yourself. It means that you don't lose yourself. You don't become codependent. You don't become so relying on somebody else that you forget who you are, or you forget to put your boundaries in place, or you forget to have that independent self that you need. So the fact that you've got creative expression coming up says to me that whoever it is that you welcome into your life needs to be able to understand that you have passions and dreams and hopes and ideas on things, and they can either support them or they can piss off. Okay, so no more controlling partners in your life, no more people that make promises that they're going to break, and set those boundaries and don't accept anything less. Okay, that's what I would recommend that you do. Okay, D Dunn. Hi again from Weepuri. I should know how to say that. New South Wales, white light to all. Thank you, my darling. Janelle is a Sagittarius with moon in Cancer. That's why she's such a mother hen. My son's a Sagittarius. They are funny people, but can be dry sense of humor. Not many people think they're hilarious. I will pee my pants laughing with Sagittarians. Love them. I've been given a new place to move before Christmas. Trees. Okay, trees, if you're not already packing your boxes, my darling, start packing them now, because that will take the anxiety out of the shift for you, okay? Because there's a lot of anxiousness around that. So if you start doing little boxes, little things, clearing out the clutter, putting something aside that you don't want to take to your new house, you don't need to take to your new house, getting rid of and decluttering any area of your life now before you move, absolutely the universe is conspiring in your favor. Don't take the old shit to the new house, okay? That goes in every area of your life. Don't take the old shit to the new house. Leave it all behind. Get rid of it. Anything that you hold up and don't instantly absolutely love or holds a memory for you, cast it aside, give it to charity, give it to somebody, pay it forward, whatever you need to do. But if it doesn't actually bring you complete joy, don't take it with you, okay? Because joy is what you need more in your life. So you're going to get it, but not with the mindset of bringing all the baggage with you, okay? So just clear out the cluster and do that while you're packing up your boxes and getting ready to do that. D. Dunn is a Pisces. Rachel is a Leo. You're welcome, Elizabeth. Sarah Wright. Karen's a true Gemini. Virgo rising with 5 planets in the 12th house. Oh, wow. 5 planets in the 12th house. Oh my goodness. I'd love to know, Jam, I'd love to know where your North Node is. That would be very, very interesting to find out. So your North Node is your soul contract. So that's what your lessons are this lifetime. The fact that you've got 5 planets, now it would depend on which planets that you actually have in your 12th house and how they interact, obviously. And I'd also like to see the degrees as well. I'm a weirdo. I can't. There you go. I need to work out how to do that by myself. Oh, I kind of can do that by myself, but nerdy. But I need to find out what your 5 planets are. So if you want to have a reading with me, do so. Please do. That would be very interesting because you've got so many skeletons in the closet. Okay, so the 12th house is a skeleton, family secret, things that remain hidden, things that you may or may not be aware of yet, may be aware of, but have shut out, closed out, very deep, those sorts of things. All those sorts of things are coming up. And the fact that your daughter's, getting antsy with you at the moment, and she's a family member, so family skeletons, okay? Something's bouncing off so something that's happening in transit world is bouncing off your planets or your chart somehow, and that's what's creating the angst. So very cool, very cool. I haven't seen a lot of charts with so many planets in the 12th house. You see it quite a lot in other areas as well, but the 12th house absolutely fascinates me because it's so many things that sometimes need to be discovered so you can move forward. Okay, so I'd love to, if you want to send me your chart and book a reading with me, that'd be super. Or send me whatever you know about your if you already researched your chart, I'd be happy to know what planets you are. If you're happy to share that with me, what planets you've got in the 12th house. Really cool. I've got Spirit here, and she's got this beautiful perfume on. Really nice. It smells like a bunch of flowers. Okay. Nicole Ruth's a Taurus. Nicole. Taurus is like my favorite. I was born year of Taurus with 1977. Okay, so each of the years have a rulership as well and who looks after them. But my husband is an Aries Taurus and I'm an Aries rising, so he I complement each other beautifully. If you do want to do to see how much you complement your partner, your significant other, or your children, you can there's a synastry chart which looks at your placements and their placements and sees how they interact and the harmonics between the two. But the composite chart is where the real fun happens, in my opinion, because that's who you become when you're together. So, I might be really quiet, he might be really quiet, but together we just have this major confidence boost and we're so comfortable around each other that we become chatty and outspoken and social and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. What am I doing? I'm going for Nicole Ruth. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Time to get to work. Procrastination is in the past for you now, Nicole, Ruth. You've got opportunities coming for you, putting in the hard yard, doing a bit of study, understanding, researching, getting a bit more information together. When you do that, you will actually reap the benefits. So you're quite clever in some of the things that you're doing, but you're in a learning phase. So whatever that learning phase is for you right now, that is what will happen. That's what you will bring in. And next year will be very different from this year for you as far as monetary is concerned, and also occupation, career path. Okay, cool. And you can have your energy back. Leanne, an emotional Scorpio. That's all right, my love. I won't hold it against you. She's hilarious. Aries Sun, Taurus Moon. Rose Morez, you're speaking the language of love there, my darling. Wow, I wonder if they're in conjunct. They should be in conjunct. They'd be bloody close. We'd be working in perfect unison. Major fires in my town being evacuated. Oh, Jay, are you up on the Central Coast or are you up further on the sunny coast, my darling? Goodness me. Yeah. Nicole's talking about, okay. Okay, Nicole's giving me a bit more information. So I'm trying to scroll. I don't like getting too far down the bottom because I like to just let spirit do stuff, and I don't want to be influenced, or I don't want to have a look at anything extra. So Nicole's 42, 5 kids, been in and out of hospital all year. Last stint was for 4 months. I haven't been able to sit all year. This year's been a complete freaking write-off. Fuck me. And this is what I'm saying, like, the strength, the tenacity, the not willing to give up, not willing to lie over and just, give in. It's just, it is amazing what you girls can go through, what you guys can go through. Like, you just keep, and I've seen Nicole's name pop up a few times now. She still turns up every day. She's getting through it. She's doing the best that she can. She's, stretched herself really, really far. So you've had a lot of time to sit and reflect. Next year will be completely, completely different. Completely different. Like, you'll fall back in love with life again, which is something that's been missing for a little while for you. Crystal healing, so frequency healing is something that you might want to consider, Nicole, okay? I don't have my crystal cards with me. Why don't I have my crystal cards? They told me to get them, and I said, I won't need those. It's Astroscopes. Okay, send me what I need, please. Tourmaline, Dalmatian Obsidian. Is that right? Is that all I need? Okay, so Nicole, Ruth, you need tourmaline and Dalmatian Obsidian. Okay, so black and white. Is it snowflake? I think it could be snowflake obsidian, but it's Dalmatian, black and white obsidian. I don't know what they mean, okay, and I don't have my little book with me. It's packed away because I'm doing a thing tomorrow night. But work with those two in particular. Research them, but work with them, okay? They will support you through this. This year has been completely sucky for you, okay? So when I do my full moon ritual, I'll add your name to my candle blessing. Look at that. I'm rubbing my sternum again. I've at it again. Okay. Leanne, emotional Scorpio, but she's a tough one. Bloody hell you are. Yep, absolutely. Kathy, lesson failed. Yeah. Fred, love and light on my psychic page. Then bam, I'm in the car and the boom, psycho impatient person comes out. We are here for the human experience, Kathy. Human experience. And that is how I get out of my own psycho impatient moments. All right, guys, how are we going for time? I have to leave it there for you. Dee, I am over in the western suburbs of Sydney, my darling. So beautiful Sydney, which I actually thought I would never live here. My husband and I came here in 2015 for a few days. We got off the plane, went to Pitt Street, stayed in a hotel right in the middle of right there, in the middle of everything. Both took a vow that we would never return to Sydney ever in our entire lives. We hated it. Hated the hustle bustle, hated the claustrophobic buildings that just went on forever and you couldn't see the sky and it was just too much. And then an opportunity came up for me to put some resumes out and to see where else we wanted to go. And my husband didn't mind where we went, so I sent 6 resumes to Sydney and 4 resumes to Perth and got interviewed for all of them, and picked up a job here in Sydney. And we thought, oh my God. And I had no idea how beautiful the western suburbs were. And outside of the city, it is. We've got horses down the end of the street. We've got there's a little fox that. We've got a waterway that goes past our property on a quarter of an acre. I'm 600 meters from the train station. It is the most amazing place in the world to live. So very, very grateful, but never in a freaking million years did I ever think that we would move to Sydney, because we just don't like the hustle bustle. It's a country kid, big time. All right. I better get going, true, but I think I need to talk to you about people that have passed away and they come to me and say everything to me. And how do I go to the cops about it when I need help with that, please? Oh, this has come up a couple of times. I was talking to another lady recently in a reading, and she said that she's got a person that has passed who comes and sees her, and they can't find his body. And he needs that little bit of go and find my body, that's fair enough. The problem with involving the police is sometimes a lot of psychics get straight on that vulnerability that they've, a lot of them are obviously, very giving of their time and giving of their energy and their gifts, and they don't mean any harm whatsoever. But when you've got someone that has lost a relative, or they can't find somebody, it can be a very distressing time. And how we handle that is really, you have to be extra aware, extra professional, extra sympathetic, extra smart, not withhold information, but certainly not going guns a-blazing either. So locating people can have its perks, certainly can, because obviously the family gets closure, the police get resources to be able to sort through that, and bring that whole scenario to a close. The person that passed away knows that their family has a human closure around that subject as well. Unfortunately, though, there's been some real absolute charlatans in the past that have created a little bit of a us and them between mediums and also people like yourself that are mediums as well, that get that information, and what do we do with it, and how do we be ethical, and how do we do the right thing, and where's our duty of care? Will we get in more shit? Where did that lead us? If we say something and they find the body, will we be somehow drawn into this trauma for everybody? What if I get it wrong? I've upset the family unnecessary, all those sorts of things. The only thing I can advise you to do is be honest. If your gut tells you that you need to go to the police and you need to talk about this, go to the police, say, look, I know this sounds whacked out. I'm really sorry. I don't want to cause any extra angst. I don't want to get the family involved. I don't want to go to Facebook. I don't want to do all that shit. I just want to tell you what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling, however you want to put that story together. But be truthful, be honest, do it from a place of absolute love and integrity for your fellow human beings, and put yourself in the shoes of the family who's missing the loved one, and try to remember that our purpose when these sorts of things happen is to try to provide some sort of help to them in the easiest possible way. And I don't think, as someone who's been a medium for a very, 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 very long time, I don't withhold anything. So if I've got that information, and when I've had that information like that in the past, when I lived on the Sunshine Coast, went straight to the police station, said, right, guys, I know this sounds fucking crazy. I've been doing this forever and a day. You've probably seen my ads. You've seen me around. I have a whole bunch of clients. This is the information I've been told. If I've got it wrong, I've got it wrong. Fair enough. I'm really sorry I wasted your time. But this is what they keep telling me. This is where I'm being led to. Show them on the map, and off they go. And, you know, fortunately, in my case, spirits were able to clearly tell me and articulate what they needed me to pass along, and those people were able to receive some closure. So it's hard to know what to say, how to say it, and all those sorts of things. But I think if you go in with a genuine love and care and respect for the situation, a love and care and respect for the police, because they will get every crazy on earth coming and telling them that they've got some sort of information that may lead to something. You've got to sift through all of the people that are just looking for a reward, that waste their time, all that sort of stuff. So it can be very draining and taxing, but I think at the same time, if you're getting those clear messages, you kind of have a duty of care to be able to do something with that information as well. So if you want to talk to me offline a little bit further about it, absolutely happy to do that. That's no problem at all. So it's a tricky one. It really is very, very tricky, unfortunately. So, yeah. All right, guys, I better get cracking because I've got 3 minutes left, and I've got the Bathurst Whispers with Spirit. If you missed me last night, you won't know that I'm going to be in Bathurst in New South Wales tomorrow night from 3:30 p.m. to 21:30, which is 9:30 for all those people that don't have a background in Defence Force and security like I do. And I'll be up there. I will be the last medium on stage. I'll be going on at 20:30. There I go again, 8:30 p.m. And I'll be taking you right through to 9:30 p.m. I'm available for individual private readings all the way in the afternoon. I'll be getting there around about lunchtime. So if you want to see me before we go on stage or before we start doing the actual function, more than happy to catch up for a cuppa. But yeah, it should be a really fun night. I'm so looking forward to it. And then I'll drive back around midnight from Bathurst because I've got readings all day Sunday, so that's fantastic. So lots of water, I think, and maybe some cordial chucked in for good measure as well. So yeah, you guys have been amazing tonight. We've gone from astro to missing persons to every topic, and it has been amazing. So I hope you've had a blast as much as I have, and I'm sorry again we couldn't get Sarah. I did offer to kidnap her. Apparently that's against the law. Who knew? But you know, you've got to chuck these things out there. So if you don't ask, you won't know, right? So yeah. So we will do some more next week. Absolutely, on Friday night you will see me here again. If you want to oh, here we go. Jess Ainsworth. Now, she is a crystal guru, okay? She runs a crystal. I've actually bought a couple of crystals, one crystal off her, and some chakra cards, and then she gave me a crystal, which I'm very thankful for. Snowflake, obsidian, and tourmaline. Awesome combo. There you go. Sweet. Good stuff. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Jess, for pointing me in the right direction, because I got no flipping idea. Jess thinks it's hilarious that I call all crystals confusionite, because I'm freaking confused over what they are. Right. We're all done? We are all done. Bubs is here. Hi, Bubs. Okay, my darling. All right. I think we're all good. Thank you so much. I'll go to the cops tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you. Same to you, my darling girl. All right, guys. Have a splendid rest of your Friday night. Stay safe. Stay happy. I wish you well. I wish you happy. Good night, guys. See you later.